This video is all about following the target. So you can see here that Angelica, who's working with Pegaso, is using the target to guide him down the track, but she's rewarding him just for going towards the target, not for actually touching it. You don't want your horse to be chasing it, trying to touch it as you're working on following the target. So if this is the next video on, the last one was on touching a handheld target. So if you haven't seen that one yet, pop back and watch it. And then this one is all about lots of different ways you can use following a target with your horse. So here I'm working with Rowan, using it to shape her movement in hand. So you can see there that I was going from the straight, and then I asked her to follow it round and bend around the circle following the target. Again, the target is the horse's guide. It's how you really explain to them nice and clearly where you want them to go, what you want them to do. Now, in terms of the cues for following the target, I often use the same targets, although if some horses get a bit upset, I will switch. So they've got a specific touch target and a specific follow target. But if I'm in movement, then I start to reward them just for going towards it. And you can see here that I'm teaching Machine how to lunge by following a target. This is a horse who is a rescue ex-show jumper, and she had a lot of issues about lunging. So it's a great way to retrain it. But the idea is the horse is just going towards it and getting rewarded for that, rather than them chasing it and trying to touch it. So you can have a specific follow target, like I say, or just keep it soft when it's in movement. Your horse will learn that they will get rewarded for going towards it, whereas if you stop and give them a very clear cue, like touch, then they know to touch it. So here I'm just playing with India with the following the target. This builds out of the lunging because I teach changes of direction. Can you go straight? Can you turn? Switching around, obviously going over poles and then over jumps. So again, you can see I'm just using the target to guide her where to go. So this was a really quite tricky exercise because, of course, when they start to go over the first jump, they expect to go over the second jump. So again, just guiding her and saying, well, can you come towards me? Can you come towards me? Change the direction. And you can see there one of the changes of direction that I teach in the lunging as well. And so it really all builds from this just first step that you just saw at the beginning with, can your horse walk towards the target for a few steps and reward that. And once they get the concept that it's following the target, then it's quite easy to start to use it in movement. So here I'm using the target to begin to shape how the horse is moving. So specifically to get the horse to stretch down. And again, it's a really easy way to explain to the horse, this is what I want. And you can see that it's my body position as well, my breath, my focus, my voice, but also the target is there to explain to Rowan to stretch down. This is Freckles about 9 years ago when he was a baby, maybe not that long, 8 years ago. And this was his very typical baby trot, head high, choppy, unbalanced on the shoulder. So I wanted to start to teach him to stretch down in trot. And I did that by using a target. You can see we're working around a round pen here, which is another of my techniques you might have seen, which just helps to guide and keep him on the circle. But I'm using the target here to explain to him, just try stretching down, and then I'm marking and rewarding that. So again, the target there is really helpful there to just say, this is what I want, this is where I would like you to go, as a really clear guide. It's hard for him. It's a difficult lesson. But you can see that after a few repetitions, he was starting to get the idea himself. So again, the target is used to create the movement, but you won't need it forever. I put it onto a voice cue. And that meant that when I started to ask for it ridden, of course, I just began in walk. Again, you can see I'm using my body a little bit there, slightly forward, giving with my hands and using my voice cue too. But then when I took it into the trot, which was where he really had the issues, you can see how he's already got that idea of stretching down. I just had to reward him there because that was the first transition he'd ever done, stretching down. And that's the beauty of the target, is it explains things so easily. The horse is like, oh, I know what you want. So again, you can see here, as we go into trot, he comes up, but then immediately stretches down. And this was the first time he'd ever stretched down in the trot ridden. And it's obviously much more comfortable for them. It's just a really lovely way to explain it. And that's really what's created the trot for now many years to come and kept him really moving beautifully and really sound. So you can see here that he knows the down on liberty lunge, and sometimes I let him just like stretch out really as much as he wants to, and other times I'll ask him just to kind of come up a little bit and to find a nice horizontal position. So it's just but that came from this initial stretch down, and then of course into some lovely ridden trot as well. So you can also use it to change the balance and begin to ask for collection. So here Rowan's working on stretching down and then changing the balance in walk to just coming up a little bit. And I'm looking for her to be able to step under a bit more, take the weight behind, which allows her to lift the shoulders, lighten the steps. And that really helps the base of if you can use the target to explain that. And I also use it for lateral work too. So here Rowan is just learning a little bit of shoulder in, and again you can see the target is explaining to her like where I want her head to be, of course with the cue of to move over as well, which you saw in the handheld targeting video. So it's all combining all of these cues very progressively, makes it a really simple process for the horse to learn. And here I just ask for a little bit of leg yield and then into the shoulder in. And this time the shoulder in's a little bit steep, but you can still see how the target is so helpful in explaining to Rowan where I want her to go, keeping her attention on me and really just helping to guide her. And following the target is really all about providing that guidance within movement. I really hope you enjoyed this video on targeting and are really inspired to go and use it with your horse. Do check out the other videos in the targeting series for more ideas, and if you want to know exactly how to use it, then do check out the Connection Training Club. This is an online membership site and we have all of these home study courses, and these have hundreds of videos in that give you step-by-step training lessons on exactly how to train all of the things that you've seen in this video, right from how to introduce the target to using it for despooking or for loading, for riding, for lunging, for free jumping. All of these bits are all in the home study courses. We also have loads of other pieces too in the club, so you can get support through the forum and the Inside Track blog, which has extra videos and audios for members only. You can join Rachel and I live in our Q&As and access all of the Q&A recordings as well. We do monthly fun challenges, we've got coaches and just loads. You can meet up with other members, loads of really fun stuff. So if you want to find out more and join our really warm, friendly, and supportive and fun community from all over the world, then go to connectiontraining.com. You can find out more about us there. And if you click on the tab, Learn CT Online, join the CT Club, you can find out more information there and sign up. I can't wait to see you there.